All right, this is a follow-up or a review of the modifications we've made to this Raptor 700. So the original equipment version of this, which is a 2016 Raptor 700R, is a pretty capable quad. I mean, I use it on pretty big jumps on my motocross track, which is really built for a dirt bike, and it was decently capable. Downside of the OE one, if I came up short on one of those bigger doubles, it hurt, and potentially even break stuff, including myself. So I opted to do some upgrades here, which I outlined both the original and aftermarket parts, including install, in previous videos. But now we'll take a look at what it's like once it's installed and after I've used it. So to kind of overview what I've done to the quad, it has Elka 5, which are the top-end Elka shocks, which are completely adjustable, and Lonestar +2 A-arms, which add a little bit of width to it. It's got upgraded handlebars and a steering stem, because you can't do those handlebars with the OE steering stem. They need to be a little bit higher, and have axle and Elka 5 shock back here. You can see the remote reservoir there, as well as a few kind of other odds and ends like chain and sprockets, etc. So after riding this for a bit, I've realized it is significantly more capable than the original equipment quad. Now, again, I give credit to Yamaha. They made a really great OE quad, but it had some limitations. After these modifications, I felt significantly more comfortable on bigger jumps, especially if I came up a little short or was just a little off balance on the landing. It corrected really pretty well. The other thing too is it actually does corner quite a bit better, and really just handles the power and handles pretty wild terrain. It's some pretty big braking bumps and other things on the track, which pretty much soaks those up without even knowing it. Now, what are the kind of downsides to this setup? Well, it was a pretty pricey setup. I believe all this kit was a little more than $6,000 with everything, and it takes a bit of time to install it. Now you can view kind of pro and con of having these shocks here. Now these are fully adjustable shocks. They have high and low speed compression, rebound, etc. The upside to that is you have a lot of adjustability in your suspension. You can tailor it to what you want. The kind of downside is if you don't do that stuff, you can end up with suspension that's actually worse off for you. So actually spending some time doing the suspension setup is important, kind of adjusting it to yourself as you get to learn how the quad handles is an important step. So it does take a little time, takes a little knowledge on how to actually do that. Okay. But let's take a look at what it looks like on the track, because it is a really fun quad.